So you're a Ford owner, and that dreaded P0232 code just popped up. It can feel like a real mystery, right? Well, it doesn't have to be. Today, we are going to get to the bottom of this code and give you a super clear, step-by-step guide to figure it out. Let's dive in.
There it is, that glowing check engine light. You run the scanner, and boom, P0232. Your car is trying to tell you something's up with the fuel system. So what's the very next step? That's exactly what we're going to figure out right now.
Right, so that check engine light, it's our first clue, and with a P0232 code, it's basically screaming, hey, look at the fuel system.
Okay, so what exactly is P0232? Well, the official name is Fuel Pump Secondary Circuit High. All that really means is the computer in your car is seeing way too much voltage in the circuit that controls the fuel pump. It's not just a general warning, it's pointing to a very specific electrical problem.
And you know, this is a pretty big deal. We're talking about a serious voltage problem that can cause some real long-term damage if you just let it go. It messes with how your fuel pump works, which, of course, hurts your car's performance and even its safety. So yeah, ignoring this one, not really an option if you want to keep your ride running right.
To crack this case, we gotta think like detectives. We have the crime, that P0232 code, and now we need to find the culprit. In our investigation, there are 5 prime suspects that could be behind this whole thing.
Okay, so this is basically our hit list. We've got 5 potential troublemakers, and we're just going to go through them one by one. We'll kick things off with the fuel pump monitor circuit, the FPM, and work our way all the way down to the control module itself. This is our game plan for tracking down the real problem.
All right, time to roll up our sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty. For each of our 5 suspects, we're going to look at what's causing the issue, and more importantly, how to fix it.
Our first suspect is an FPM circuit short to voltage. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but what it really means is that the control wire for the fuel pump is touching a power source it shouldn't be. That contact creates a massive voltage overload, which is what sends that reading through the roof and triggers the code.
And if this turns out to be our guy, the fix is pretty direct. A short like that usually fries the sensitive electronics inside the control module. So, the solution is to just go ahead and replace the fuel pump control module.
Next up on our list, a VPWR circuit open. VPWR is just short for voltage power, and it's the main juice for the fuel pump. An open circuit means there's a break somewhere in that line. Like the slide says, it's as if the power cord just got snipped in half. No power, no go.
So for this one, you're going to need to get your eyes on it and maybe grab a multimeter. You'll want to trace that VPWR wire from the beginning, looking for any obvious cuts, scrapes, or nasty corrosion. If you can't see anything, a continuity test will tell you for sure if there's a break. If it's damaged, you've got to repair or replace that piece of wire.
Suspect number 3 is a GND circuit open. That's a break in the ground wire. You know, every electrical circuit needs a ground to work. Think about it like a lamp. If one of the prongs on the plug is broken, it doesn't matter that it's plugged in. It's not going to light up because the circuit isn't complete. Same idea here.
Yeah, a missing ground is just as bad as a missing power wire. The fix is to hunt down that ground point for the fuel pump module. It's usually a wire that's bolted right to the vehicle's frame. Check if it's loose or all corroded. If the wire itself is busted, you'll need to replace it to get things working again.
Okay, on to our 4th suspect, a bad fuel pump control module relay. A relay is really just a simple electric switch. Its only job is to open and close to send power to the fuel pump when it's told to. If that little switch gets stuck or just breaks, the circuit's not going to work right. And the good news is, this one's usually a pretty easy and cheap fix. If you test the relay and find out it's faulty, the solution is as simple as swapping it out for a new one. Definitely one of the easier fixes in our lineup. And that brings us to our 5th and final suspect, the fuel pump control module itself. This thing is the brain of the whole operation. It's constantly monitoring and adjusting the voltage that goes to the fuel pump. If this brain starts to fail, it can send out all sorts of crazy signals and false high-voltage readings, and that's what triggers our P0232 code.
Look, if you've gone through the list and methodically checked everything else, all the wires, the ground, the relay, and you're still stuck with the code, well, all signs are pointing to one thing. The module itself is shot. In that case, the only solution is to replace the whole unit and give the system a new working brain.
Okay, so we've investigated all 5 of our suspects, and we've laid out the fix for each and every one. Now, let's pull all of this together into one clear, simple action plan that you can use.
And here it is. This is your ultimate cheat sheet for the P0232 code.
On the left, you've got all the potential causes, and on the right, the exact solution for each one. To find the fix, you just need to work your way down this checklist. Start with the simpler stuff, like the wiring in the relay, before you jump to the conclusion that it's the module itself.
So there you have it. That P0232 code isn't some big scary mystery anymore. It's just a problem with a clear list of possible causes and solutions. You've got the roadmap right here in front of you. So the only question left is, are you ready to pop the hood and track down the culprit?